So right after the FBI tells me that's what I need to do next, and they know that probably that's what I'll do because I have a whole bunch of things going on and I'm having problems, like death threats and various things in that area. Shannon Borg and her Canadian partner are trying to dump off all of my belongings in to me in Tennessee, knowing I had no safe place to put anything. If they had mailed all of my things to me over there at that time, I would have lost all of my personal belongings to Middleton County, Tennessee. And wouldn't that have been funny? You know, how symbolic. She lost everything in Middleton. She lost everything to Middleton. I mean, it was Middleton County. It's like Shannon Borg and her Canadian friend, they deliberately wanted me to, they were hoping that I was going to lose everything in Middleton, Tennessee. And instead I said, no, don't send it to me right now. I will let you know. I'll send you another email. I'll let you know when I'm in a safe place, but I have no safe place to receive things at this time. So then I tried to contact her again and I didn't hear from her. But she could have emailed me at any time and just let me know. I mean, if she had a problem with it, she would have told me. Before, she had always said indefinitely I could keep my things with them. So basically, I think they were hoping maybe that I could lose everything to Middleton, Tennessee, and the FBI could confiscate most of it. The police or FBI in Middleton. Or think about it this way, the Middleton FBI could take it. Which is really funny because Kate Middleton ended up getting a lot of information, including my entire file from the FBI when the FBI wouldn't even give me my own information. And then, you know, they wanted to step it up and humiliate me further and make some kind of a symbolic point for her, to make her happy and her dad and mom happy. And since I knew I couldn't receive my things at that time, and it wasn't a safe time, instead what happened is I ended up being thrown into a mental ward, and I didn't lose all of my belongings because of that, but I was made fun of, and then I had my hand broken for the Middletons, and I was hand printed. And when I finally tried to I actually think I'm trying to remember. Yeah, and then after the Middleton wedding, I remember that I called or emailed a couple of times. I never heard from Shannon Borg ever again. It was sort of like they were hoping that I was going to lose everything before the wedding, and that would be really funny and great points for the Canadians and for the Middleton family and the FBI, because the FBI backs Middletons, not their own citizens. I mean, basically, since she works with the FBI and for the FBI in the United States treats her like an employee. She basically has U.S. citizen rights 10 times over and above what my son and I have as natural-born citizens of the United States. I mean, this country tortured my son Oliver for her. I mean, not just for her, but she and her family were an interested party. I think that, I don't know if this looks just really weird with my nose and everything showing. Maybe it looks better if I just have my eyes showing. I don't know. What I know is that this country has committed horrible crimes, and they have not compensated us for any of this. Instead, I was tortured again today. I mean, they don't ever stop. They haven't figured it out. They don't recognize or acknowledge the fact that they're criminals and think of ways that they could make a difference and change something, or how it's damaging to the entire country and not just to me. I mean, nobody who's an actual citizen, anybody who is a citizen of the United States and thinks of the United States as belonging to all the people, doesn't want to shame the United States. Any normal country leader knows this. Any interested group, political group, belonging to a country or trying to support a country, they know that. You don't shame an entire nation by doing things like this to individuals that are your own citizens. And it's not just because you don't do that to those citizens. You don't do that because it's a disgrace to the name of the country and to all of the other people who are in the country who are innocent. And it damages your international standing as well. So the people that have allowed this to happen and who encourage it, why do all of these non-patriotic, self-interested parties have their own interests in mind, and they have the jobs with the government? Basically, when I finally got a few months later, after I got back to Oregon, and I'm skipping ahead a little bit because I'll go back to what happened when then I had to be homeless in Wenatchee, and what happened with my son's case and everything there. But I was sort of fast forwarding through the trajectory of what was happening, specifically with Shannon Borg and her Canadian partner. After all of these horrible things were done to us, I ended up back in Oregon next to my family, next to my parents, and I asked her again where my things were, and I finally she just ignored me. So I finally had to send her certified letter to her place of employment. And when she finally responded, she said, "We don't have it anymore." Basically, she said, she just said that they didn't have it anymore. And I already knew that Kate Middleton had things. And she had already been looking through all of those personal items of mine. I mean, not just like in a few months before her wedding. She had access to those things long before then. After I was trapped in the state of Washington, basically, in Wenatchee, because I couldn't get back to my belongings. She'd gone through everything.